Hey, welcome to Madison Reviews. It's been a while since my last video, so a little introduction about myself. I'm Madison. I'm a registered dietitian by trade, but here at this channel, we'll be reviewing anywhere from supplements all the way to tech products or hotels, traveling, cities, anything that I just find interesting, and then I'll post about. And for today, our first video back, I will be reviewing something kind of up my expertise, which is creatine monohydrate by Momentous. So let's get into it. Like I said, today we're going to be diving into a supplement that I use personally. I recommend to a lot of my clients, and that is genuinely one of the most research performance supplements out there, and that's creatine monohydrate. Specifically, I'm going to be reviewing the Momentous Creatine Monohydrate Powder. And then as a disclosure, and just so everyone knows, I bought this product on my own with my own money. This video is not sponsored. I am not affiliated with Momentous, and I'm going to be giving my honest review, good or bad. So what is creatine and what does it do? As a dietitian, I always try to explain the why behind a supplement before I talk about how it performs. Creatine is something our body already makes in small amounts, and we can naturally get this from foods as well, mainly from animal protein sources like beef, chicken, and seafood. But those amounts are pretty small, so supplementation is needed to actually hit the research-backed doses. Creatine helps regenerate ATP, and think of ATP as your quick burst of energy. It's what our muscles use during lifting, sprinting, jumping, or any other high-intensity movement. When you supplement creatine consistently, you're essentially giving your muscles the building blocks to maintain strength, produce more power, and recover faster between sets. For my clients, whether they're trying to build muscle, maintain muscle during a cut, perform better in sports, or even support muscle mass as they age, creatine is often one of my top evidence-based supplement recommendations, as long as it fits with their goals. It's also been researched in neurological health, injury recovery, and even clinical populations. So it's not just your typical gym bro supplement. And before anyone asks or comments, no, creatine does not damage healthy kidneys, and no, it doesn't make you look puffy. Any water retention goes inside the muscle cells, which actually supports training and muscle function. So what does Momentous claim? They position their creatine as a premium product, mainly because it's NSF certified, which is a big plus for athletes. So if you look at the back of the packaging, you'll see NSF certification. That just gives a peace of mind for athletes that what they claim to be in the product is actually in the product. It also claims to use high quality pure creatine monohydrate. It claims to be unflavored and mix easily. And as you can see, their branding is clean, modern, and as I said, very targeted towards athletes and high performers. So back to the high quality and the pure creatine. If you look at the supplement facts, you'll actually see they use creatine monohydrate, and you see that there. This is actually from Germany, so that is a very high quality creatine monohydrate, and that's what I usually recommend to all my clients for a creatine source when trying to get a creatine monohydrate supplement. Before I go into like my experience of Momentous, I kind of want to just show you a mixing of the creatine in water. So there we go. It's about a normal scoop in. You see, it definitely clouds the water, but so yeah, that's what it looks like mixed. Let's go into my experience with Momentous. So the mixability, this was one of the first things I tested. Momentous mixes noticeably better than most basic creatine monohydrate powders I've used. Creatine monohydrate is known for being a little grainy, as you can kind of see with the powder down here. But overall, I think the Momentous brand mixes better than other products, and it especially mixes better in like warmer water or room temperature water. But is it absolutely invisible? Not completely. For taste, it's, like I said, labeled as unflavored, and I think it truly is. I didn't get any bitterness or weird aftertaste, and it doesn't really take over anything that you mix it into. So I usually threw it into my morning water or a protein shake and pretty much forgot that it was even in there. For digestive tolerance, I had 0 issues. I didn't have any bloating, no discomfort, nothing. Some people may report GI symptoms, especially with cheaper creatine powders. This is because they're usually, like I said, low quality or contaminated with other compounds. But since you have the Crepure and the NSF Certified for sports, you shouldn't really have any of those symptoms. Now for performance changes. I didn't expect anything dramatic from the Momentous. This is because creatine works usually gradually. For me, it helped exactly how creatine is supposed to help. Strength felt stable when I increased my volume. My push-pull leg split felt easier to maintain. My lifts felt slightly more explosive. Recovery between sets improved, and I was able to even like squeak out an extra set or two here and there, which over time adds up. And then for running, didn't feel like any negative effects of it. So I think overall it did its job, nothing more, nothing less, but that's what you want from a creatine. It's subtle, but it's consistent. So what are my dietitian takeaways, like of should you buy it or not? So creatine is one of the most researched supplements out there for sports, and specifically creatine monohydrate. The Momentous brand gives you a high quality version of a very effective supplement. For me, the quality is excellent, the safety is excellent, the mixing experience is solid, the performance is exactly what you should expect from creatine, and I think the price is pretty fair, especially with the amount of servings that you get. So my take is, if you want premium and sports certified, Momentous is great. If you want budget friendly, you can get the same benefits from a cheaper creatine source. So what are my ratings for Momentous? These will be out of 10. And so quality, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Mixability, 8 out of 10. Taste, I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. Performance, 8 out of 10. And then price, I give it a 7 out of 10. So overall, around 8 out of 10. Yeah, so that was my review of Momentous Creatine Monohydrate. Thanks for watching. If you found this review helpful, hit the like, subscribe, and then comment what supplement or product you want me to review next. I just love testing new things and giving you my honest reviews. So take care, and then link in my bio here for creatine monohydrate by Momentous if you'd like to purchase.